Another day on Locked On Blue Devils, and we've got another 2027 Duke football commit as King Kalama is here on the show to talk about his journey and join us on the podcast today. King, it's really good to see you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Excited to hear about your journey and the decision ultimately to commit and play football at Duke. And I want to start there. It's the easiest question. Why Duke? Why did you make the decision to commit to the Blue Devils?
It's kind of like a thing. Like since the first day I stepped on campus back in my sophomore year in that spring, when I went to spring practice that year, it was like a junior day or something like that. But since that day, I just fell in love with the school. Like the facility, like the campus and all that, the coaching staff and all that. Everybody was so welcome to me and all that. Like I just felt like this is where I wanted to be. Feel like a special place. Like so. That's kind of why like I chose Duke. Like the respect the coaching staff and all that, and like the school, the campus, academic and all that. Like everything that offers.
Yeah, no, King, and being someone that grew up in the state of North Carolina, you're there basically in the Winston-Salem area. Was
Yeah.
Duke a school that you were hoping to hear from? I mean, what was it like growing up around the area and wanting to have dreams of playing college football?
Yeah, actually, like, dude, to be honest, I used to live in Chapel before I moved to Winston-Salem. I used to live in Chapel Hill, so I was kind of a UNC fan growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of a UNC fan, but like Duke was the first one to come. Like they were the first one like pull the trigger, them to offer. So it was kind of special to me. I never really thought I could see myself at Duke. I always thought like I'd be like UNC or like Wake Forest, something like that. But Duke offered me first and all that, and I got to visit both of those schools, like Wake Forest and like Wake Forest, and, UNC as well. But like it just felt like nothing was better than Duke. Duke was just like special to me. I went there visited. But I never really thought that I would be at Duke. But as soon as they offered me and all that, was kind of like crazy to me. But I want to check out the school and all that, like the coaches, like the players over there and all that. I feel like I fit in over there more than other schools. After I went to visit all those schools, I feel like I fit in at Duke more than the other ones.
Yeah, no, now you've got the right shade of blue on, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
no hard feelings growing up in the Chapel Hill area, but now you're going to
yeah.
be playing for Duke moving forward, which is exciting. Let me hear a little bit more about your football journey. When was the first time that you can remember playing football?
So actually, I didn't start playing football till late eighth grade was when I started playing football. That was like
Wow.
Yeah, that was like the first time I even like touched the football with it. Because I honestly, I wasn't born in America. I was born in Congo, back in Central Africa. So I was born in DRC. But I grew up playing soccer. That's what I was like. I was a soccer player before and all that. But once I got to middle school last year, I tried for the soccer team. Man, they wanted me to play goalkeeper. I didn't want to play that, but like I was like taller than most of the other kids that were playing soccer. So they wanted me to be a goalie. But I didn't want to do that. So I kind of stopped playing soccer after that. And then eighth grade year, one of my teachers, I was just there, and he was like, I was a pretty big kid in middle school. So he was like, "Do you do any sport?" And I was like, "To play soccer, but I'm not playing. I'm just not doing anything right now." He's like, "You ever play football?" And I was like, "No." He's like a kid as big as like carry the weight one or that. He's try football. So that summer I started playing football. Eighth grade, seventh grade summer when I enlisted for football. But going to my eighth grade year, that's when I started playing football. I played my first year of football there. I like fell in love with the game and all that, like the physicality and everything, like the brotherhood you get from football and all that. But yeah, I love football since then. But eighth grade when I started playing football, I just stuck to that since then.
Yeah, what a journey, man, to be a part of another sport and then make the transition over to football. There are so many benefits from that. So, as a defensive lineman, as you get set to play in college football and whatnot, what do you like about playing the defensive line?
It's just like how I can show off like my athleticism as a big guy, how I'm moving all that. But I like that. I like getting my hand in the dirt, like the pass rush and all that, like one on ones with the O line. I just love like doing all that stuff and tackling the quarterback after the quarterback and the running back. It's just stuff I like to do. I just feel like I fit the best there.
No, absolutely. When you think about playing at Duke and you think about the journey that you've been on, you mentioned how late into the process you were
Yeah.
starting playing. So when does Duke first come on your radar? What coaches reach out? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it was after my sophomore year. That was my first year, kind of be like but so after sophomore year, Coach Howard Bauer, he's at the Ravens now. He left, but he was the
Yeah.
first to reach out to me. He had followed me on Twitter. I remember it was like just a random day he did follow. I don't even know, like I had like 6 followers on Twitter. I just made him like I think I posted just my highlight and that was it. But, like he had followed me one day. I like shooting me text to him that I'm interested in him and all that. And that he just like after that he sent me an invite to the spring practice I went to and all that. But then after that, Coach Harbaugh was going to reach out to me. But then he reached out to me like back in like November. He didn't well he followed me and all that. And I reached out to him and all that back in November my sophomore year, and then he came to visit me at school, and he came through our school and all that. I kind of got to see him and all that in January, and then after that, I went there in March. I visited the school and all that, but I went there in March, and then that's when they offered me and all that. But I thought they recruited me at first to play defensive because that's what I was playing in high school and all that. Coach Brown was the defensive end coach, so I thought they were recruiting me to play defensive end, but I got to campus and all that. But they actually wanted me to play D tech over there, so that was kind of like different for me. They wanted me to play the 3 tech and all that, so I didn't really know that, but because I was outside guy and all that, but I mean, they told me that how well I moved on that they could be like elite 3 tech and all that. If I moved to the inside and put on some weight, when they first recruited me, I was about like 240. I'm around 270 now. So I mean, I think I grew into that. But I think the 3 tech really where I can like to see that for as well and all that. But
Yeah.
yeah. But they wanted me for 3 tech and all that. But yeah, it was back November my sophomore when they first reached out to me and all that. And his coach Howard Bauer reached out to me first.
What was it like getting to know Manny Diaz?
It was good. He's a great coach. I feel like he's like a coach you can talk to. He's like approachable. So I mean, I feel like he's a great coach. Great great guy. So I mean, the whole family love Coach Diaz and all. That's a big part. Like we want to go to Duke as well. Meeting Coach Diaz for the first time. I mean, it was just like you could tell he's different.
So how did you tell Duke that you wanted to commit to the program? I mean, you were to let people know, you were the very first commit in this 2027 class. Back in December, you made the decision that you're ready to go. You wanted to commit to Duke. So how did you tell the coaching staff?
That's right. So I actually committed all the way back in November, but like I didn't announce it publicly till December. I don't know why, but yeah, I was committed like a whole month earlier. But I went there for the Wake Forest game with my family, like my best friend, all that, everybody out over there, and like I was out there for when they played Wake Forest the last home game and all that. I kind of had the meeting with Coach Diaz and all that, just like being around campus, all that, seeing the pregame walkthroughs and all that. And I just felt like this was home. I mean, I always felt like Duke was home to me and all that, but everybody, my whole family got to see, like my sister, my brothers, and my mom and all that. They all got to see it. Like my mom and brother already seen it, but like my sister got to see it for the first time. They loved it as well and all that. We just all loved like the school, and like I could see myself there and all that. And after my vehicle Diaz and all that, I went back downstairs with a D tackle coach on that. We were just talking and all that. And I was just like, he was asking like how they knew with Coach Diaz when I was like telling him went good and all that. And, like he was like, so like what do you need? What do we need to do for you to like commit? Like what's the next step? And I was like, there's no next step. I want to commit. So I kind of told him there. And then like everybody came and started like congratulating me, that like welcoming me and all that. And then after that, we went down to the pregame. That's when I told Coach Diaz that I want to commit and all that. So he kind of surprised me on that. But yeah, it was back when they played Wake Forest that game, and then that same day as well. That's when they found out they're going to the ACC as well. So it's kind of like a special day. So yeah, and they had won like the state that after that game as well because they had beat all the in-state schools and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was special. Yeah.
Duke's been on a big run football-wise and excited to have more commits like you in 2027 to keep this program going in the right direction. You've still got one season left of high school football, and I do want to get to that in just a moment. But the process of getting to know some of the other recruits and even guys that have been committed within the program, what has that been like, getting to know some of your future teammates?
It's been good. It's like a little like at first I was committed so early that I got to know like most of the 2026 commit. I was in their commit GC because I committed so early, but I got to know them a good bit. And then, after that, after they went to college and all that, I got to start recruiting guys in my class and all that. Aiden was the first one to commit after me. So, and I just started talking to everybody else and all that. But it was good, I kind of meet like there's some great guys in this class and all that. I think like we all like each other, like being around each other in this commit class and all that, and that but I mean, it's been a good process, I mean, I like all the commits, all that. I talk to them in a bit, like everybody. I try to like reach out to the commit, all that. I try to like reach out and talk to them and all that. But also, I did my part, like helping recruit some of these guys. Like Coach was sending kids and all that, like reach out to them and all that. But yeah, I mean, it's big. I mean, I love the guys in this class and all that. We have a great class,
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited to see what this season brings for you, and then again, this 2027 class as a whole. King Kalama is here with us here on Locked On Blue Devils, playing at Reagan High School there in the Winston-Salem area. Senior season left to go. What's the outlook for your squad going into one more year of high school football? How are things looking, and how excited are you to get to play one more year of high school ball?
Yeah, so I mean, we returned a bunch of crucial guys, that we used a lot last year and all that. Like we didn't lose too much guys. The biggest part probably both for tackles we lost, but beside that, the whole team like looks good and all that. I hope we can make like a run like we did last year. We came up 2 games short last year, lost to the defending state champs and all that. But in the fourth round. But I hope he can get back to that level, and like surpass that, make it state championship, But I think we got a shot this year as well, I feel confident in our squad that we got right here. But yeah.
That's awesome. Have you started to put together like some individual goals, or what are you hoping to accomplish?
Yeah, I just want to surpass like everything I did last year. Last year I had a 30 TFL season. So I want to surpass that. I wanted like a 10, 15 plus sacks. Like I just want to have a great year and all that. But the main thing for me is like helping my team in the best way I can. That's the main thing for me. Whatever helps the team the best, like is like what I'm looking forward to do. Like like just helping the team make it past where we were last year.
Yeah. So you've mentioned your mom and your siblings and just everybody kind of in your inner circle throughout this journey. What have they meant to you in the process? What has your family meant to you?
They've been like it meant a lot to me. I don't think I could do so for them. They're like a big support system for me. They're like helping make decisions and all that. Like mom always like giving me the advice I want to do and all that. Like always like giving me some like words of wisdom and all that. But she also like takes me on my visit and all that. Like drive like hours and hours, like go visit schools and all that. She like help me with all that stuff. I don't think I could deal with it without her and all that. So it's been like it's been big for me. My sister also helping me as well. My brother helping me. Was like helping me come to my games and all that, supporting me and all that. Just like it's been like helping me. It makes me feel more confident in myself and all that. Whenever I have like I see how much they believe in me and all that. Like if I need a gym membership or something like that, mom would get it for me. Like whatever I ask for, like that help become a better football player. She do her best to get it for me. So it kind of helps a lot to see how much they believed in me and all that, how much like it's paid off.
Yeah, that's super exciting to think about the great people that are in your corner and to feel that appreciation and that sort of thing. So headed to Duke, class of 2027. The class rankings continue to climb in the country with what Duke football has been able to put out there. What's your message to Duke football fans about the future of the program, about your class, and about King Kalama in particular?
You're getting a very hardworking D-line. A guy like to get after the quarterback and all that, but also a guy who has a lot of school pride already. I want to bring Duke football to like a new level. We want to like uplift the program and all that, bring it to a level it's never been to before. So we want to make Duke football a huge brand in football and all that, and we just want to uplift the school. And I have a lot of school pride for Duke. I just love the school and all that, and I do whatever it takes. To like bring the program where it needs to go and all that. We just want to like uplift the program, like bring it to new levels.
Thanks for the time, man. That's great to hear. Really appreciate it.
Sure. Thank you.
That is King Kalama hanging out with us here today on Locked On Blue Devils. This conversation today is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sports book, and right now it's the biggest stage in world soccer where every match feels like it has the potential for a memorable moment. One goal can completely change the energy of a game, shift momentum, and alter the outcome in an instant. That's what makes tournament soccer so exciting. From the opening whistle to the final kick, FanDuel's giving fans another reason to stay locked in to every match with every goal pays. Bet on a match and get bonus bets for every goal scored in that match. More goals mean more bonus bets. All you have to do is turn on your token. Super excited to watch USA Soccer on Monday as they will be taking on Belgium in the round of 16 in the knockout. Go get involved over at FanDuel, and you can benefit from each goal scored from the opening whistle to the final kick. Let there be goals on FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com right now to get started, as FanDuel is a proud sponsor of Locked On Blue Devils. And just want to say thanks again to King Kalama for joining us here on the program today. Super excited to see what his future looks like as one of the commits in the class of 2027 for the Duke Blue Devils. He was the first commit, as we heard. Really cool story, not even playing football until 8th grade. It started out as a soccer player, and he's got a really high expectations, one of the top players within the state of North Carolina. And I think his Reagan High School Raiders football squad could be in for a really good season this year. So much appreciated for him joining us on the show. If you haven't done so already, guys, please be sure to follow and subscribe to Locked On Blue Devils for free, wherever it is that you get your podcast. Leave us a 5-star rating and written review. Take a moment, if you will, like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue the climb here on Locked On Blue Devils. We're on Instagram, X, TikTok at Locked On Blue Devils. Be sure to go and give us a follow over there. As always, go Duke. I'll talk to you tomorrow. My name is JJ Jackson. Thank you and good day.